Hey Nan, hey Jill.
Hello,
How are you?
I am fine.
Good. We're gonna give it we'll probably start around 12:05, so we'll give it another 5 minutes or so. Feel free to do anything you need to.
Okay.
Hey Sherry, hey Lyndon.
Hey Chris, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing okay. Enjoying this cold weather.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a change.
Oh yeah.
We'll give it probably 3 to 4 more minutes and then we'll get started. So feel free again if there's anything you need to do. Hey Lala. All right, well, I think we will go ahead and get started. First off, thank you to everyone taking time out of your Thursday afternoon to hop on this tech training class. Today, we are going to be going over designs and campaigns. More specifically, I was going to go over social posts and email campaigns. So with that being said, if we get to the end and there's time and there's something else you want to go over, please let me know. Also, as I'm going through, sometimes I can go a little fast, so please don't hesitate to interrupt me, stop me, whatever you need to do to get my attention. And the good news is I unmuted myself. Last week, I forgot to unmute myself on my introduction and did this whole thing without anyone listening. So we're already off to a better start. I will go ahead and share my screen. All right, everyone. Let's get all this Zoom stuff figured out here. All right, guys. So obviously this is command home screen. Now, like I said, today we're going to be going over designs and campaigns. One of the things that I did want to mention though is connecting your accounts, because with the social post, you will need a Facebook business page. Now that is ran through your personal page or your personal account on Facebook, but it is a separate business page. So if you don't have that created, that would be the first step that you're going to want to do for either social post, paid ads, just to make sure you have that business page set up. But in order to get that connected for the social post, if you click on your name in the top right and then settings, it's going to take you over to this section here where we can manage all of our apps that are connected. So you'll notice here, there's a couple different confusing things. Facebook Ads Manager, that was the old way we would connect for paid ads. Don't worry about that one. You can actually connect straight through paid ads once you go to the paid ads section. For the free social post specifically, that's going to be right around here, Facebook post scheduling. So that's where you want to make sure you go in and you either connect account or you can manage. When you do that, it is going to ask you to sign in using your personal Facebook account. The reason why is because the business page is linked to your personal, so it needs access to the business page from your personal account, if that makes sense. So don't be alarmed if it asks for your personal. It's not going to be posting on your personal. It just needs that access through the personal account. All
Hey,
right.
Chris,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's going on?
Did you go to the name? You said your name on the command?
Yeah, so if you click your name and then settings, that's going to take you right over to this app page here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Sorry, Chris, you said that your name, which I'm looking at, then you said something else.
Settings.
Oh, settings. Okay.
Yep, and so when you click on that, that'll pull up all the apps. And another thing to note here that'll make it easier for you as you're creating designs, if you haven't done it, if you click over on the left-hand side on Connect Settings over here, there's Marketing Profile. And that is very, very important for your website, for your app, for creating designs. Looks like I have to do it for my team account. That's something new. But for your personal account, you're going to want it filled out with your headshot. You don't necessarily have to have a team logo in there. If you don't have a team logo, don't put a team logo in there, or don't put any logo in there. You'll notice down here we have the opportunity to put our brokerage logo. But you want to have all this stuff filled out for when you're creating the designs. It's just going to make your life a whole lot easier. And if you ever notice anything's wrong on your website around your information or the office information, things like that, chances are you have to come into this marketing profile and change it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to designs. So again, I said I wanted to do the social post and then I wanted to do the paid ad. So when we're in here in designs, you can create any type of design from this design screen. All you have to do is simply come over and hit create design. This is important though. You do want to make sure that you select what design you're doing. So if you're thinking about doing an open house flyer, don't select social, don't select email, select print because you're going to be printing it. If you're doing a social post or on social media, then that's going to be social, obviously, not print, not email. And then email is its own separate thing as well because all of those templates are different. That is something that I see a lot of agents do is they'll go in and they'll create either a social or a print design for an email campaign. And then when they go to try to create the email campaign, you're not going to see any social or print designs to select from. So that's something you do have to make sure if you're doing an email campaign, you want to make sure that you select email, not the social print, because you won't even see the design after you create it. All right, so for this instance right now, we're gonna hit social and we'll hit next. Once we go click that, it's gonna take us to our design center or with all of our different templates. And a couple things that I want to mention in here as it loads. Perfect. So before I get into the design creation, one thing I want to mention as you're creating these designs, if you're trying to put in multiple, or if you use photos consistently or a certain photo consistently, or maybe a logo for the office, go under assets here and make sure you just throw in all of those assets underneath for where it says my assets. So if you have your logo for Keller Williams for your office, come in and throw in that logo. If you have your own team logo, whatever it might be, put these logos in because it'll be really easy to access them as we're creating the designs. Same thing if you have some sort of text that you use constantly or image that you use constantly, you can throw those in. Like I have my headshot underneath here for my assets for images. So just keep that in mind. It'll make your life easier and you'll see why here in just a second. All right, so if we go back to templates here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Before you move on, where did you find the logo? Because I don't see it on my left hand.
So did you click on assets?
Oh, up here.
Yep, right kind of top center, there's assets. You'll click on that and then it's a little confusing. There's Keller Williams Realty, but then there's my assets. For this purpose, so that it makes it easier when you're creating these designs, you'll want to do it under my assets.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so back to templates. So again, for this instance, I'm gonna do an under contract. And what we'll go ahead and do here, so notice when I click that, I get these different options here. Again, if you selected print, you're not going to have social as options. It's going to show you like flyer, postcard, whatever it might be, a newsletter. So keep that in mind. You're not going to have the right sections to pick the template from if you don't select the right type of design. So I'm doing this one on Facebook and probably Instagram as well, but we're going to select social wide. Actually, you know what? Let's do social square. And we'll pick which one we like the best. So we'll go ahead and use this one. So as we wait for it to load into the design studio now, where we're going to create this design.
Hey, Chris,
Yes.
didn't it used to tell us which shape was better for which social channel you were going to?
It might have, and actually, you'll know, right? I think you're right, Kathy. It did. But I will say with the social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, those are pretty intertwined. They're both part of the Meta universe. So at this point now, I don't think it's nearly as big of a factor having a wide on Instagram or a square on Facebook because they'll make it fit and look right. I think as all this was growing, it was kind of an issue because you did see more wide designs on Facebook, but I don't think that's necessarily an issue anymore. But again, you'll notice like right here, I grabbed this one. There was a square and it does have the IG for Instagram on here. So that's one thing that you could notice as you're selecting these designs. If you select the wide one, it might say FB for Facebook for the title here. But again, I personally, I don't think that it necessarily matters nearly as much as it once did. So as we're in here, I'm going to skip out of that. So a couple nuances within designs that I always like to mention. If we're editing this text, obviously our first thought is always, let's just double click into here. That will drive you nuts and make you want to throw your computer across the room. I've been there, and I'm just telling you, don't do it. Click on the text that you want to edit, and then up top, a black and white, half black, half white box will appear called the typewriter. You'll click that, which will then open up the text for you to edit. And it will make it so much easier. You can change it to the way that you want it or whatever you want it to say. So we'll go 8679 Garrison Court. go ahead and hit save changes. Make sure you hit save changes there, otherwise your changes will not go in. So now that I've done that, I have this. I need to swap out my DBA logo, you'll notice here. So in order to do that, you can just click on the DBA logo. And then this is where the My Assets piece is huge, because if you put in those logos into the logos under My Assets, those will all show up here. And all you have to do then is find the logo you want to use. And you're just going to hover over it. You won't click on it, hover and wait for these rotating arrows to appear. And when you click that, it'll automatically throw it in. You don't have to reformat it, resize it or anything. It just throws it in ready to go. Same thing for pictures here. So for this background picture, obviously this is not the house I'm talking about, so I need to change that. So what you can actually do here to make your life really easy is if you click on the picture, come over to KWLS, and then you're going to go ahead and search for the listing. Now, again, you can search by listing address, MLS number, KWLS ID, listing agents, but I'm just going to search with the address here. Dun, 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 dun. And you might have to do a little bit of scrolling, not too much usually, but I did have to do for this one. So I found my listing. So now I'm going to come in and we are going to hit select. And then what that's going to do is that pulls in all the listing information from the MLS, as well as all the photos from the MLS. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So then again, if I want to swap out that picture, and actually I'm going to use, let's use this one. So if I want to swap out this picture, I'll just simply click on the picture in the design, and then we'll come over here and the same thing. We'll hover over it. Those rotating arrows will appear. We'll click on that and it'll swap the photo in right there. And again, you don't have to format it. You don't have to change the size or anything. It's ready to go. All right, so the last thing I recommend, once you're happy with it, you're ready to go, come up here and just change the name of whatever the original template name was. We'll just say Garrison FB Post. Actually, we'll say Undercover. And then go ahead and hit enter once you type in that name and you're happy with it. All right, so now we've saved our design. We're ready to go. Any questions on this design? Perfect. So what we'll do is we'll go back to, so if you hit this home here, that's going to go back to the design studio or the design center with all of our different templates and everything in the My Assets. But if you click this red KW, that'll take us back to command. All right. So we're back to command. We're in the designs. We've just created our social post design. Now we need to release it. So we're going to come over to campaigns. Designs and campaigns will usually work hand in hand together. So keep that in mind. If you ever want to do a campaign, chances are you'll have to create the design first. So under campaigns, we have paid ads, emails, direct mail, social posts. Same thing, kind of the same options we had for our templates for the designs. So we're going to hit create campaign here. And for this one, we're going to do social post. And notice, I already have my Facebook connected, so that's why I don't have to do anything here. Once you get your Facebook connected through the settings that we talked about at the very beginning, you shouldn't have to do anything either. It should just pop up right here, ready to go. So then what we can come down in here and do is so under content, if you click add media, that's where we can hit browse designs and we can select our design that we've created. Chances are, a lot of the times when you select that, you'll get an error that says the design is not ready to use, which I've run into many times, and it says to check back in like 10 minutes or so. Yep, so select design was not ready to use, but typically all you have to go back to do is hit add media again, and we'll hit browse design again, click on the design, and if command will prove me right, it should work this time.
Chris, can you go over that again from when you said, now you're going to release it? Do you go into campaigns? You
Yes.
said social media post, is that correct?
Correct, yep, social post. And of course, command's testing me today, as it loves to do when I'm doing these. Let's see if this one will work. If not, I'll show you a way around this. So what we can go ahead and do is you can go back to your designs, since we haven't really built that much out. And then we can click into the design that we've created. And chances are after I do all this, the design would actually work. But we're just going to quickly download it. Up in the top right, you'll have this box here with the arrow, that's download. And then pay attention to what you're downloading it as. I don't need this as a PDF. I think I actually want this as a PNG, high quality image. PDF is more so for printing, just so keep that in mind. PDF is going to be for printing. JPEG, PNG are going to be more for like social media. And then we're going to just hit download. And then that'll download to your computer. You'll notice it'll give you a progress as it's going. Then I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hit the red KW, and we're going to go back to command, and then back to campaigns. And then from campaigns in the top right, we're going to hit create campaign and social post. And we're back here again. So we'll hit add media. I just want to try it one more time just for fun. Let's see if that design will pull up now. Nope. So we'll go ahead and hit browse file, and we'll just pull in that download that we just did. So if we go to downloads, there's that Garrison under contract. Oh, lovely. Well, I apologize for the technical difficulties here. So I'm going to try to download it then as a JPEG. Ideally, this goes a lot smoother, and I will say it has gone a lot smoother for me in the past. Today just seems to be the day that it's not.
Is this where you throw your computer against the wall?
This is one of those times, yeah, exactly.
So while you're doing that, Chris, I'm
Yes.
set up as, we have teams. My husband and I are a husband and wife team. So when I hit the KW, it just, I don't go back. It doesn't take me back to command. It gives me a drop down option as to whether to choose my personal or my team account. So
Are you under, let's see, are you in, because what I'm thinking is that you're in the design center, not the actual design.
okay, let's try that again. I had gone back and forth. It wasn't allowing me. Let me give that a shot here.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, Jill, because that's one of the confusing pieces. So you notice when I was in the design, I could hit the red KW and that took me back to command. But if
Right.
you're in this design studio, not the specific design, but where all the templates are,
Okay.
it is a red KW with the drop down that will not get you back to command.
Okay, I'm gonna mess around real quick while you're doing that.
Yeah, and if you ever get lost, and you've created your design, you've saved it, and you just want to get back to command, all you have to do is come in here and just type in agent.kw.com, and that'll take you right back to command as well.
Okay. Yeah, I usually just open another tab.
Yeah, no, don't worry. That's definitely one of the slightly confusing pieces there is, and I'm not sure a lot of people even know that when you're in the design, if you hit that red KW, it goes back to command. But
I didn't know. That's nice to know.
yeah, it can get a little confusing though.
Of course, now it's not letting me go anywhere, so.
So Chris, when you say, when you're in the design, you can hit the KW and go back. How did she get into the design studio, and what's the difference?
So there's the design, I don't know what the actual terms, I call the design center, which is with all the templates. So if I were to hit create design social, that's going to take me to the design center. And then the design studio would be when you're actually creating the template, whatever template you chose, you're in the certain specific design. And so from here, obviously, if we were to click into this one, for instance,
It worked when I went back, and I went back to the
Well, and that's
To the
where it
design
can get
studio,
you.
not, or when it went back to the actual design.
And that's where it can get you. So yes, this red KW here will take you back to command, and that's where it's tricky because this home button will just take you back to the design center.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, so Kathy, to answer your question, that's how Jill got there, is because she was in here and she hit home, which would then take you here, still has a red KW, but that red KW then turns into the drop-down menu that does not get you into command.
Right.
Thank you. That was one reason I threw my computer again.
We've all been there, we've all been there. It's just about knowing the little nuances, and then it makes our lives a whole lot easier for sure. All right, so let's go back into campaigns. I re-downloaded that as a separate type of download.
Chris,
Yes, Lala.
sorry. So when I'm ready posted to the social media, right now it's tied to my business account, the Facebook business account. I didn't try it, but do I have an option to switch it to my personal Facebook?
No. So command
Okay.
will never post through your personal, even though it asks you to sign in through your personal as you're setting up and linking everything. It will never post to your personal as command is a business CRM,
Okay.
and we're using a business site. So,
Okay,
which is why you do need the business site to utilize some of these functions. Of
that's right. Thank you.
course. All right, so let's hit create
So
campaign.
at that point, you recommend sharing to your personal page, correct?
Yep, so if you're gonna do a business post, then I would take that from your personal page and share the business post. Because here's the thing, the business page is great, but the business page is only gonna be all your posts are only gonna be seen by people that like that business page. So in order to gain more audience and to get more people to like your business page, you wanna then take that business post and post it from your personal account. And in that way, it'll then reach all of the people on your personal account as well, rather than just the people that currently like your business. Let's see.
Then Chris,
Yes.
I know Jack. So then how do you go back from your business to your personal?
So, without getting too into my personal Facebook life, no, I'm just kidding. I don't care. All right, so basically I'm right here. I'm in my personal account as of right now. If I I can switch to my business here up in the top right. You just click on the picture and you can switch to the business.
Mhm.
So that's one way. Yeah, so we'll do that. So if I switch to my business, then it's going to show my business feed. So this is all through just business pages and things like that. But what I can do is then click on my business page here.
Oh, okay.
And you'll scroll down, you'll be able to see what you've posted. And then you can actually hit the share button here.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, actually, I'm sorry, hold on. I showed you that wrong.
Okay.
Right now, I'm still in my business page.
Okay.
This next to the comment, this little picture, you
Uh-huh.
want to switch that to your personal. Now you'll see that as I switch my personal, I would be interacting on my business page as my personal account, if that makes sense. So now I can hit share, and that'll share to my personal page, not my business page.
Okay.
But that's the key there, is you want to make sure that you're in your personal account viewing the business post from your page. And you can always switch that next to the comment box here, or you'll see this little box here as well.
So you first went to your business Facebook. Once you
Yes.
find the post that you want to share with your personal one, that's when you switch back to the personal?
Yeah, I mean, and that you could do two different ways. Like if I go back to home here in my personal account, the other option that you could do here is, sorry, I gotta get these out. I have my shortcut here to my business page, so I can go ahead and click on that. This might be the easier route. And so right now, even though I'm on my business page, you'll notice I'm on the top right, I'm logged in or I'm using my personal account. So then you can just scroll down here and it's already set up, ready to go from your personal. So you can just hit share.
Okay.
But the biggest thing, so that you know that you're doing it right, just make sure you see your personal profile pic somewhere around here. If you don't, then chances are, if you try to share it, you're just resharing it to your business page.
Okay.
So that design still is not ready to use. So let's see if we can get this to work today. No. And I may be starting a support ticket here, considering I can't get this going. Is that one ready? All right, well, without too much wasting your time, ultimately, what we would do is we would upload that design and then we're pretty much ready to go. So from there, it would be compliance down here. Our design, keep in mind, already had the ownership and the DBA logo on there. So I don't need to worry about making sure that those are on there because the design that we created is already there. And then you have the option down here to schedule, post, or publish immediately. So when you schedule the post, you can choose really whenever. I don't know what the exact longest amount of time away you could schedule it is, but you could go months down the road if you want. You'll select the day and then you'll select the time that you want this post to go out. The other option is publish immediately. You'll lose that calendar and then you would hit publish post up top and it would instantly go right to your Facebook business page. Again, if you have it as schedule post and you go to public, it'll say schedule post and you'll click that and that's just confirming. And then you can make changes to it anytime up until the scheduled release time.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Would it be helpful for anyone else to do an actual future, say, Happy Valentine's Day post?
what do you mean?
If we went through that together, just a basic one, not with any of our, just with
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so that would be, I mean,
I wondered if anyone else on this would appreciate that.
so if we go back to designs and we hit create design, again, that would probably be social there. And then one of the great features of our design center is we do have a holiday section, and I would be shocked if there's not a Valentine's Day underneath February. So we'll let this load. And as we scroll down here, you'll see holiday. They have all the different months. Go ahead and hit February. And there's Mardi Gras, Happy Valentine's Day. So then you just find the one that you want to use for Valentine's Day. We'll go ahead and use this one. Now, again, you could change this to say whatever. Well, you might be able to change some of this to say whatever you want. Some of it might just be the design. Let's see. Oh, no, you can change the text there. That's awesome. And then obviously the biggest thing here that you'll notice on every design, you always do need to come change out this DBA logo. So we'll click on that. One thing there, notice this one was being finicky. So it's, even though I'm on it, if I were to click right now, it's not going to select it. You want to make sure as you hover your mouse over, you get that 4-direction arrow. See that?
Mm.
So my mouse, as I'm hovering over, see how it's switching from the 4 arrows to the regular mouse as I'm hovering over this DBA. This DBA is being, it's what, every once in a while you'll see this. So if you're hovering over and you see your mouse, you're not going to be able to click on it and that could drive you nuts. It's chances are you just need to slightly move your mouse until you see the arrows appear, then you can click on it on the DBA. And then we'll just swap it out with the rotating arrows. I don't like that one. Let's do our white one. Perfect. Well, again, once you're happy with it, you just come over and rename it.
Chris, I'm sorry. Can you
Yeah.
get rid of the to and from?
Can we get rid of it?
Yeah.
You should be able to. You'll just click on it and then hit delete. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
That
And
was
that's why
gonna be my
I would-
question, because if this is a social media post, what
Yeah,
would you put there?
Most of the designs you're pretty good. They're pretty customizable. Every once in a while, you'll run into a design that's like just a picture, and it won't let you click into the text. But most of the time, you shouldn't have any issue changing the text on those. So again, once we're happy, we'll just go ahead and save it as Valentine's happy. And we'll go ahead and hit done. And I'm just gonna refresh just for fun to see if that might throw it off its groove of denying me with these designs. So then we would go back to campaigns. Create campaign, social post. Browse designs. Again, we'll probably get the error the first time. That happens a lot, but typically the second time it usually goes in. And again, just because I'm experiencing this problem, you may not, which is why I'm gonna probably start a support ticket after this class to make sure that I can get it figured out. Because
I actually have the same problem because I created one just the same step you went and I couldn't upload it either.
interesting. Well, maybe there's some national bug. I haven't heard of anything, but I'll look into that after this class because obviously you want this to be working properly. And again, if it's working right, it's very, very simple to where you just have to pull in the file. I'm wondering if I, yeah.
I'm trying to do the to from and I was just trying to put text in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. I don't
Did you
know
use
how.
the typewriter box?
I'm on say I'm on the from.
Yep.
Where do I find the
Up
typewriter?
top. So it should be up top, like kind of in the
Oh,
center right, and then it's that half black and half white box.
I
And
see.
then, yeah, that'll open it up on the right-hand side for you.
Okay, but it just says so I thought it was a typewriter box, but it's not. It's a print thing and it says you can't print this. So what's the typewriter box again?
So when you click on the text you want to click on, it's gonna be, and so actually here you have to use the arrow to go over, but it's
Oh,
this one right here. So it's the half black and half white box with the line in the middle. And then when you click on that, that's gonna pull over on the right-hand side here.
okay, so I'm not seeing any of that.
Are you selected on the from?
I am. I don't
And
see anything in that menu bar. I don't see that.
so is this what yours looks like?
Yes.
So then you're not currently selected on the text that you want to be selected on. So go ahead and try to select that from text again.
Oh. Okay, I don't see my cursor, but that stuff did come up.
Perfect. And then you should see that typewriter box now up in the top. You may have to use the arrow to scroll over.
I scrolled over.
And
Hold
it's,
on, let me enlarge yours to see what yours looks like. What does it look like? Oh, that. Okay, thanks.
yeah. And then I'm going to retry to download this.
That's stupid. Sorry, forgot to mute.
Don't worry, we all have those thoughts as we go through this sometimes. All right. Last try. Oh, see, I just did the mistake. I went back to the design center and now I'm not going to get back to command. So we'll just go ahead and type in agent.kw. Create campaign and social post. Add media, browse file. I don't think that's going to work either. Yep. All right, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to reach out to support and figure out what's going on here with the design. So I apologize for showing you something that currently is not working. But next, let's go to email design. We still have a few minutes left. Because this is another one, and even though we just went through some of the designs, the email design is completely different. One thing, the reason I recommend doing the email design and then using it as a campaign real quick is just because you have the ability to really track what's going on with those emails. So if you come down to reports in between campaigns and designs, there's emails tab. And you'll actually be able to see, as you send these out, you'll be able to see who it was delivered to, who it was undelivered to, who opened it, who clicked on anything, who replied, and then who unsubscribed. And all to figure out who it was, you would just come down and hit view details and it'll show you. Okay, so I know that Linda opened up this smart plan for the monthly neighborhood update. And so that's how you can go through and track to make sure you're really getting good engagement with your emails, or at least sending out emails that people are engaging with. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm going over this. So if we go to designs, we're going to hit create design again, but this time we're going to select email. Now this is going to pull us over into the email designs. You'll notice there's 73 different templates. So to see more, you can hit load more. For today, I guess, since we were just talking about it with the social post, let's click on this classic Happy Valentine's Day email. And we're going to hit next. So this design studio looks different, obviously. So the couple little nuances here, whenever you're trying to update or change these pictures, you can click in here and then that pencil will appear at the top. So that's how you'll change the picture. When you click that, it'll pull it on the right-hand side. Then you would hit replace and you would pull in whatever picture that you want to. If you haven't already uploaded it, then you can just hit add image and that's how you can pull in any photo from your computer. Once you've changed that picture, you do want to make sure that you hit this done button here. This done button acts as the save. And if you don't hit that, or if you try to select in something else before you hit that, it's going to ruin your changes and not save anything. So keep that in mind with whatever step you're doing, whether it's the text or the pictures, you always want to make sure that you hit that done button after you've made your changes.
Chris, what does the edit button do for that picture?
So if you were to select edit, I believe you can kind of crop it a little bit. You know, so if you wanted to take out somebody's face in this picture or something, I don't know, whatever you'd want to do. You can
Doesn't
crop
let you
it.
change the words or anything.
Not here, no. So that's why you could create a design of some sort and then download that design to your computer, and then you could come in and hit the replace and add image and then pull that design in through your computer. Keep in mind when you're swapping pictures out, if I were to upload a picture in here that's a lot taller, right now the format is set for 520 to 3 by 346. So if the other picture that I'm uploading is a lot taller, when I upload it, it's going to look funky and kind of stretched. So to change that, you just have to, again, click the edit on the picture and you'll come in here and change the height and the width. So if I knew this one was going to be a lot taller, I would make the height to maybe 520 and change the width to 346 or whatever it is you want to do. You can play around with that till you're happy with it. But just keep that in mind. Sometimes it will stretch the picture and it's just a quick change in the width and the height here. For the text, same thing. You can hit the edit button. It's going to look a lot like an email. So you can put bold, italics, underline. You can change the color. Here we have these things called merge fields. So you'll notice I have one right here. It's dear contact first name. When I send this off to all the contacts or any contacts, that will essentially autofill from the contact card, which is awesome. But keep in mind that anything else like down here where it's agent consumer app, that's another one of these merge fields. These are all pulling, if it's not the contact and it's yours, it's pulling from your marketing profile. So if you notice that it pulls wrong or something, or if it doesn't pull and it just keeps the merge field there, then chances are the section in your marketing profile is not filled out. or it's filled out incorrectly. You can always add merge fields. You can take them out. You'll notice there's a whole long list here in the emails. So whatever it is you want to put in there, chances are you can probably do it. Now, one thing though, keep in mind with these merge fields as well, like say if you were to put contact birthday and there's no birthday in the contact card, it would not fill that out. So as you're building these out and you're happy with it, you know, you can come and hit this eyeball. That's going to be a preview of what the email will actually look like. You'll notice it has my logo that comes from the marketing profile. It has this information down here coming from the marketing profile. On this design specifically, you'll notice it says website here. That's because this design specifically is not using a merge field right there. So if I wanted to change that, I would click down here, I'd hit the edit button. Oh, see, I forgot to hit done there. That's a big thing. Make sure you hit done. Come here, hit the edit button. This is not a merge field, so we're going to delete that out. And we're going to come back in here and we're going to find agent website. And now that is a merge field that's in there.
Chris, do we already have those on the command? Like, do I have to create it?
No, those should be on the like the merge fields.
Yeah.
You should
Like-
have the option for all these different merge fields, and this design specifically already had these on there. I didn't put any of that on there.
Right, like, so instead your information will be my information, right?
Exactly, yes. Yep.
Okay.
And then, you know, I know a lot of agents still see this download my app button, and so a lot of them will say, oh, I don't want that because we're not utilizing the app, which is fine. I recommend utilizing the app because they've done a lot of updates to it and it's great now. But if you click on that and you want to get rid of that button, you can always just go ahead and hit this delete.
Okay, Chris, so here is my question on the emails.
Mhm.
We want to send ours as our team, as Forever Homes Colorado, as Kevin's my team. Otherwise, I have to do mine separate and he has to do his separate,
Yep.
based on our contact list. There's a pop-up that says a feature is coming soon. Have you heard anything about what soon means?
Not specifically. Now, I will say that over the last 6 to 8 months, they've been consistently updating all the team features because team sites just became live, which obviously that was mentioned as soon too, and I think it took a little longer than soon, but it got here. So I would say that's coming soon because they're really trying to make the team command function just like the personal command.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just haven't heard anything, but with family reunion coming up, they usually do a lot of big updates around that too. It's kind of their big release time.
About
So
when?
family reunion time,
Okay.
which is middle February, mid to end February, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pain because then because I do all of our marketing, then I have to, log out of my account and log into his, do the same newsletter with his list of contacts. So
Yes, and
Yeah.
I know you're not the only
yeah, I
agent
know.
that has that pain because it is something that a lot of agents have been asking for. So, I mean, I would just stay as patient as possible.
Just keep doing it the way we're doing it then.
Yeah, until they do release that, which again, I wouldn't be shocked to hear something soon, because it seems like almost every month they're coming out with another big team update, to try to make sure that all the applets will be working with the team accounts.
I didn't mean to sidetrack us off of this. I just
Yeah,
was,
no.
while we're in the email part, that's the part that's my issue right now.
Yeah.
So that's all I needed to know.
No worries. It's like I said, don't hesitate to interrupt me with any questions. Now, obviously, if you ask me like, who I think is going to win the Avalanche game tomorrow, then well, we might have to answer that after class. But no, yeah. So I would just stay patient with that. We should see some updates here with that. It seems like they're doing a new applet every month or two, that they're trying to give the functionality to the team accounts. But for now, I think your best bet would just be doing it the hard, painful way until we can get the functionality.
Okay. And my other question, one more question on,
Uh-huh.
since we're talking emails, and you might plan on going this way. When people unsubscribe and we want to send emails out again, will Command take those names out, the unsubscribed names? Or do we have
Yeah,
to do
so
it manually?
once they unsubscribe, you will not be able to send an email to them through
Okay.
this anymore.
Okay.
Now, so let's say, and since we're running kind of out of time,
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
save it-
sorry, I'm just thinking,
No,
when you
no,
send out the emails and they unsubscribe, do I
No,
have
and
to?
that's a great question because I know a lot of agents wonder about it too. When they do unsubscribe, maybe they did it accidentally, or maybe they said, "Oh, you know what? I want to start seeing your emails again." Whatever it might be. Like when I have people unsubscribe and I actually know them fairly well, I might give them a call and give them a little crap for unsubscribing. So if for some reason you run into that and somebody does unsubscribe, all the contacts, if you go into their contact card, you can well, you can't specifically resubscribe, but you can hit this resubscribe here.
Okay,
The three dots on the contact card and hit resubscribe, and that'll send them an email, I believe, saying, "Hey, would you like to resubscribe?" And then they have to do it on their end, but yes, then you could get them resubscribed.
and will that show up in the reports section that we talked about?
That one, I don't think it will, because
Okay.
that's just like a resubscribe email. And
I mean,
it's.
and the unsubscribes, will that show up in the report?
Yeah, and so unsubscribe is one of the options in the reports. And if you go to that specific contact card, you'll also see in the timeline, it'll say this contact unsubscribed,
Okay,
and it'll
super.
tell you when they did it too, or what email they did it on.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like I said, get us off track.
No, those were all good questions. Don't be sorry at all. Let's see. Okay, so we've created that email and we're happy with it, and now we're ready to release it. So again, this is where campaigns, you have to make sure you select the right thing. You can go ahead and hit create campaign here and hit email. You'll put in the name. This is a name just for you. I'm just going to do test for quick purposes here. Again, goal isn't necessarily as important here. It's whatever you want to select there. I always use command email. With command, we have 5,000 emails a month for free. If you do get above that, you can manage and I believe upgrade your account at a cost to get over 5,000, but we do have 5,000 free a month. Also, you have the ability to use MailChimp if you are a MailChimp person that likes to use it. We'll go ahead and hit create campaign here. Now, as we're building this out, what we're going to do is, so it's going to ask first off the campaign name. Again, that's just for you. That's not the one that's being sent out on the email, so don't worry about whatever that says. The account, so this would be the email account that you're using. If there's some reason it's not showing the right account, we would have to change that underneath our settings, and I can get into that on a one-on-one later. The recipient list here, this is one thing. So if you don't have this created, you're not going to have any options. So you would have to hit create list here. When you hit create list, if you're going to do it for all of your contacts, here's where you got to be careful. I scroll down, it's not loading all of my contacts yet. Actually, maybe in this account it is. Yeah, sorry, I run out of my business or my team account. So this one, it's showing all the contacts. But if you have more contacts, it's not going to show a lot here. Let me.
Right.
Testing purposes.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was my other one that we noticed.
Yes, yeah, and so that's one thing. So the workaround there is when you hit create campaign, test. So now it'll load some of them, but as you scroll down, it says load more. So you want to hit load more, scroll all the way down. You may even have another option to load more, and you'll do that until you don't have the option to load more anymore. Then you'll scroll all the way up to the top and you'll hit select all.
Okay.
Now it's selected 129 contacts. The contacts it selected are all the contacts that had an email. So keep that in mind. You may have 500 contacts, but not all of them with emails. It's not going to show all 500 contacts because you can't send an email to somebody that you don't have an email for. So just keep that in mind. It's only showing the ones that you have emails for. Now, if it's also something more specific and you just wanted to send it to a group of people, like you could make different lists if you have, like a Rotary group or local neighborhood group. You can make different email lists and you can sort those by tags as well. So when you're creating these lists, you can pick which tag, maybe I'm doing a Christmas list or whatever that might be. So keep that in mind. That'll help you kind of organize these lists as well. Once you're happy with the list, just make sure that you have a list name here and you would hit confirm. That confirm button will show up. Now, if you already have a list created, you can select that, but then you can also hit edit. And that's going to pull up the list of everybody that was currently on there. And if maybe you wanted to add more people on there, you could go through and add more people if you had more people. So maybe your list was a little outdated and it just needed to be updated with some newer contacts that you put in there. So we'll hit cancel there. So you'll select the email list that you've created once you've created it. You're sent from, so this is the name that it sends from, and the reply to email address, meaning if someone replies to you, this is the email address that it would be sent to. So that's one thing, you'll get a notification in command, and you'll also get the email to whatever that reply email address is. So there's multiple ways you'll be able to see that someone responded. You can also track that in reporting if someone replies to. Now oh, go ahead. Oh, nothing, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I just don't want to miss any questions. This is the subject line that will be sent out for the email. So obviously, if this was a happy Valentine's Day, we would want to say happy Valentine's Day or something along those lines to you and your family. And from there, then we'll select the design that we've created. This one, oh, it's because I switched back into Teams. Gosh, I'm just all over the place for all of you. When you hit select design here, since I created that under my personal page, so don't get confused between your personal and your team like me. You'll come in and then select my template that we've created, and these ones typically work a lot. You won't run into the issue that we ran into earlier. Now, when you do click on it, it gives you one last option to make any last changes if you want to make any last changes to it. The other thing that I forgot to mention as we were in the design is you'll always have this option button where you can send a test email. So you can send a test email to yourself, to a friend, to see what it looks like. Biggest thing there is the merge fields do not function in the test email because it's just a test email. So when you send that off and then you notice, oh, it didn't put the first name in, it's because it was a test email. I promise you, as long as you use the merge fields, it'll put that information in when you actually send the email to everyone. So we made any last minute changes. Maybe we didn't have any we were going to make. Just come and hit the X here. You can hit save or discard. It really doesn't matter if you didn't make any changes. And then we have our built out email campaign ready to go. From here, you have the ability to save draft if you want to come into it later. You can schedule it down the road. Oh, forgot to select email. You can schedule it, and again, so 2 hours from now up until 12 months from now, so you could really get ahead of some of the holidays if you wanted to. And then you have the ability to edit them up to 2 hours before as well. So obviously this is Valentine's Day, so maybe we would want to look into, February 14th or around there. And then you can choose the time. I typically for these like to go around 10 a.m. That's kind of up to you. You could go a little earlier if you want. They do recommend Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are the best times to do the campaigns. I'm not sure why, just that's based off of data that they've received.
Even on emails?
That's what they say. I'm not sure I 100% agree with it. I feel like email it could be any day, but again, it's from all the years of them collecting data and research. So I guess more people like to check their emails Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know. All of us realtors know we have to check our emails every day. So we'll go ahead and hit, so then you could hit schedule. Again, if this is something you were releasing right away, you could hit send and it would automatically send off right there. And now we're scheduled. So then if I did want to come back into here and wanted to change that, I could come in here and make some changes, cancel campaign, reschedule, duplicate. If I cancel it, I believe, I think that'll remove it from here. So just keep that in mind as well. Actually, let's just
Chris, can I ask you a question about the social one?
yeah.
I got stuck there. So I know it's not uploading the design, but it's also asking me things like content, what you post about. The one I did was this Valentine's Day template thing. Do I have to put what my post is about there? On a social post? You know what I'm talking about? I went into
No.
create campaign. I
Okay.
did this social post.
Oh, this is you don't have to put anything there. No, that's simply just, you know, if you want to put some text that'll show up above the post, like Happy Valentine's Day.
Okay,
But that's just whatever. I mean, you don't necessarily have to. You could certainly just post a picture.
okay, so over there on the right, that's the example of what it's gonna look like.
Exactly, exactly. So let's see if I can get any sort of media in here.
I can't, so.
Yeah, I'll reach out and follow up with everyone. See if I can put myself in there. All right, we're gonna hit continue. So yes, now you'll see it's building out here. So obviously if this was a Valentine's Day post and we wanted to just put a quick little bit of wording, you know, maybe throw in a little emoji there. Let's see what's coming up here.
But if you're, is it your recommendation that it's fine to just do the picture? Or is it better for the algorithm?
I think it just depends on what it is you're posting. I mean, obviously for something you don't necessarily want to have a big paragraph in here, because big paragraphs on social media scare people and they scroll right past them. So if anything, you know, I mean, I usually always have some sort of 1 to 2 sentences, but again, I've posted many pictures without a sentence too. So I
I
think
mean,
it just
it's kind of a cartoon thing that says Happy Valentine's Day.
exactly. Yeah, if your picture is saying everything you want it to say, then go ahead and just do the picture only and
Okay.
roll with it. I mean, but if there maybe the picture doesn't quite have everything you want to say, then you could just type in a quick couple sentences here. Again, I just try to stay away from doing the big paragraphs, which is actually what this recommends here too. Keep your text short, clear, and to the point.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, well, that's all I have today. Again, I apologize that I went over something that isn't functioning right now, so I will follow up with everyone there. But I hope that there was at least some sort of productive stuff today for you. And again, I appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Chris, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I was trying to save the email campaign on my computer, and it gave me a box. It says merge tag failed. It says agent website failed. Edit your marketing profile or delete the failed merge tag before continue.
What's the merge tag that it's saying is failing?
Agent website failed.
So that's probably either because, so if you scroll down somewhere, you'll see a merge field with a website. And the reason it's saying it's failed is because you don't have a website underneath your marketing profile in the website section. You may have a website created through command and everything, but unfortunately it doesn't read that. It reads from the marketing profile for those merge fields. So you'll just, well, hopefully you haven't created too far. Well, you can either delete that agent website merge field.
So if I want to update those on my profile, do I just go to my picture and go to setting again on command? Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Looks like Chris might have
Yeah.
broken up. I think you can, I don't know. I would go to my
I think he's back.
Marketing profile. Oh, there he is on a
Are
different.
Can
you
you hear me
back?
now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm on two screens because my computer died. It's just to
Okay.
top off today's tech class.
I was
So
asking if I want to update my website agent profile and stuff like that. Do I go to the setting and command, or how do I make
yeah,
sure
so that would, so all right. So can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll click on your name in the top right and you'll go to settings. And then there's connect settings and marketing profile.
Oh wait,
And you
sorry.
would scroll.
It says that I am has Lala Aziz, but oh, I don't see the setting here.
So when you click your name in the top right, and then you should have, if you have other accounts, and then referrals profile, my profile settings. You don't see that?
Maybe I have to get out of the campaign, right?
Oh, I don't know. You
Because it
shouldn't
does.
have to.
I wish. Can I share my window with you?
Let's see. All right, you should be able to share now.
Okay, what do I?
So you'll have to go back to the Zoom screen, and then you'll see a green share button at the bottom.
Okay. Do you see what I'm stuck here if I hit save?
Yeah, from here you might not be able to. So what I would recommend, have you changed much in this, or is it still pretty
It's
standard
okay.
of what the
I
original?
can like create it. This was just the example as you were showing as I was making it.
Okay. So yeah, let's hit the X to get out of here on the top right. And then discard changes is fine, yeah. And then so now you see your name in the
Yeah.
Yep, so you should be able to click that, then settings. And then over on the left, you'll see connect settings.
Connects.
One, yep, right there. And then marketing profile. And then as you scroll down, keep going. Right there, website, enter your website URL. So that's where you want to put your website in, and then you shouldn't have that error code anymore as you're creating it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course. Are there any other questions out there? All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And thanks for staying patient. And please reach out if anything else comes up, any other questions, even if it's 5 minutes after this. So have a great rest of your
Thank you.
Thursday.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
I got the design in. The design finally uploaded.
Oh, it did?
I had to download it and then upload it, and it said, do you want to crop it? And that was the square, so I said yes, and there it is. So
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll be reaching out to support, so I'll let everyone know how that goes. So
all right, thank you.
all right. Yep, have a great day, Kathy.
Bye-bye.